Don't make assumptions about people's sexualities. And don't question people on their sexualities. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, how are you? If you are coming back, thank you so much for coming back. I just want to let you guys know that all of my socials are down in the description, my Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and Redbubble if you want to support this channel. Also, I'm trying to get to 4,000, I almost said $4,000, 4,000 subs by my birthday, which is March 2nd. So if you want to do that, that would be amazing. And as always, like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more LGBTQ plus content from this face right here. So let's get into the video. Today I'm going to be talking about 5 things you shouldn't say to an asexual person. These are things that I've either heard myself or in the comment section a lot of people have been saying, so I just wanted to address that. Things you really shouldn't say to someone who is either questioning if they're on the ace spectrum or if they are on the ace spectrum. Just don't do it, guys. So let's get into it. 5 things you should not say to someone who is ace. So the first thing you should never ever ever tell an ace person is, how do you know you're ace if you've never done the do? Telling someone who is either questioning if they're on the ace spectrum or if they are on the asexual spectrum, this can be super harmful, especially if the person has no interest in having these kinds of intimate relationships. It can be invalidating and really hurtful. People never seem to ask straight people how they know that they're straight if they've never done it before. So why is it in the LGBTQ plus community, people get asked all the time, how do you really know your sexuality if you've never done it? I definitely feel like it's a double standard, and it goes to show how sexualized our community is and how much people like to pry and be invasive into queer people's sex lives. It is no one's business who you are being intimate with or not being intimate with, and you know yourself better than any other person does. So please do not question ace people and ask how they know they're ace if they've never done it before, because there are some ace people who are sex neutral and sex positive. So you never should assume that an asexual person hasn't done it before. Don't make assumptions about people's sexualities, and don't question people on their sexualities. The second thing that I hear so much, and I've been seeing so much in my comments section, being told you are just a late bloomer. Telling someone that they're just a late bloomer and will eventually have those kinds of feelings is incredibly harmful, because it plays into the stereotype that ace people or people on the asexual spectrum have some sort of hormonal imbalance. This has been a way to explain asexuality since the late 1800s, and asexuality was actually a mental illness at one point. There are doctors and psychologists that still believe that asexuality is some sort of mental illness, which is not the case. And saying the term, oh, you're just a late bloomer, really reinforces the idea that someday asexual people won't be asexual anymore, and that somehow being ace is wrong, when in reality it's literally just like any other sexuality. It shouldn't be seen as a mental health issue. It should be taken seriously. So don't tell people this, please. Number 3 in what you shouldn't tell ace people is they haven't found the right person yet. There are a lot of people in the LGBTQ plus community that get told this, specifically lesbian and bisexual women get told all of the time that they haven't found the right man yet, and someday a man will change that for you. This happens a lot to asexuals as well, and it implies that they will one day find this magical person who will suddenly change this one big specific aspect of who they are. Let me make this clear. It is not okay to say this to anyone. No one needs to hear this kind of invalidation about their own identity. No one wants to be invalidated when they're talking about their sexuality to someone. They don't want to hear how they haven't found the right person yet, because a lot of the time, asexual people are told there's something wrong with them or that they need to get fixed. and that they just haven't found the right person yet. Being told these things can do incredible damage to asexual people's mental health. It can make you feel like there's something wrong with you, like you're broken. Because why aren't you feeling the same thing apparently everyone else is feeling? There's nothing wrong with being ace. You don't have to have another human being to make you a whole one. I think this whole idea that society has pushed that you are just one half of a whole and someday you'll find your other half is really damaging. It's literally not the case. You don't need another human being to make you yourself. So yeah, don't tell asexual people that they haven't found the right one yet. The fourth thing you should never say is, you're too young to know you're asexual. This is one that I've seen in the comment section a lot from like 13, 14, 15, 16-year-olds asking me if they're too young to know if they're asexual, and I'm just like, no. No one questions straight kids when they're that age. Why do we question LGBTQ+ kids not knowing their identity? Kids know themselves. People know themselves at that age. They might not 100% know themselves, but they're trying to figure themselves out and who they are. Their brains are still developing. They're trying to know themselves. So if someone is coming out to you as asexual or thinking they might be on the ace spectrum when they are a teenager, just believe them. It doesn't matter if they change their mind later or discover that that isn't the right label for themselves. It doesn't matter. I was 14 when I started looking into being on the asexual spectrum. It wasn't until I was 16 that I started using the word demisexual. You can't tell people these things because you don't know them. They are the ones that know themselves the best. If they are questioning whether or not they're ace, it is completely valid. Stop telling LGBTQ+ kids that they don't know themselves. And number 5, this one was specifically told to me right after I came out to someone as on the asexual spectrum. So don't say this to people right after they came out. Actually, just don't say this in general. You know, asexuality is just a hormonal imbalance, right? So I was working on my college campus job and I was talking about sexuality with my coworkers, and I brought up asexuality. And one of my coworkers was just like, you know, I really think it's just like a hormonal imbalance. It's just really weird that these people just don't feel sexual attraction. And I was like, bruh, I'm asexual. And he was like, but like, how? And I'm like, don't say this to people. People in the LGBTQ+ community have been told for so long that it's just a mental illness. People used to think being gay was a mental illness. People still think being trans is a mental illness. Doctors for a long time thought, and some of them still do, like I said before, think that asexuality is a hormonal imbalance and that it needs to get fixed. And I'm just like, no, it doesn't. It's literally, how does someone else's lack of sexual attraction affect you? And why does it make you so angry? Maybe that's a you question. Don't perpetuate the idea that ace people need to get fixed or that it's something wrong with them. We already feel broken by society's standards. We don't need other people to tell us this and make us feel even worse. Okay, you guys, that is it for my video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed these. I've definitely been told the majority of these, I'm pretty sure, at some point in my life I've heard it, and I know a lot of you have heard these kind of things in the comment section below. So I'm really sorry about that. No one should be invalidating your either questioning that you're ace or that you are ace and questioning that either. Just don't say these things to ace people. It can be really hard to know that there are ace-phobic people out there and that you might know one of them. So just don't say it. Don't say it to people. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see me do more of these kind of videos, let me know in the comments below. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.